welcome back to Beach Bum Bookworm. I am Tiffany. I'm so glad y'all found me again today. My channel is all about cozy mystery and romance books, and today we're getting back into the spotlighting. So spotlighting cozies. We've been working on bed and breakfast, inns and hotels. It feels like it's been a long time since I've done this video. I'm so excited to be back with it. All the videos I did between were so much fun. I love looking at the new books coming out. I love talking about my wrap-ups because it's the books that I read and enjoyed for the month. But I really enjoy doing these spotlights because that's how I learn about new books. Please let me know which of these that you've read, which of these that you're interested in. Anything else that you want to talk about, down there's the place to do it. On your way down to comment, don't forget to stop and hit that subscription and the notification. All right, let's get right to this list. We're spotlighting cozies, looking at bed and breakfast and inns and hotels. In 3, 2, 1, go. Not so fast, not so fast. You guys know the drill. I'm not fooling anybody anymore. Before I jump into this spotlight, let's get to the announcements. I'll try to keep them short and sweet, so I'm going to get right to it. 3, 2, 1, go. Just kidding. Next Saturday is our second knockout challenge. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we're already on our second month of this. It's incredible. I'm so excited for it. So the theme this month was books. So the 2 books facing off. The first one is Books Can Be Deceiving. It's right here. This is the first book in the Library Lovers series by Jen McKinley. Jen McKinley also writes the fabulous Cupcake series. So check both of those out. Then book that will be facing off against this one is Crime and Poetry right here. This is by Amanda Flowers. This is the first book in the Magical Bookshop series. And you all know how I feel about Amanda Flower. You know. And if you don't, you haven't been watching my videos because I absolutely love her. The Amish Candy Shop series is one of my absolute favorite series, cozy mystery series. And I also really love the matchmaking series that she has. That's a spinoff to the Amish Candy Shop series. I am not telling you what I think of these 2 books because I want you to join me Saturday and talk about them with Cozy Row and the rest of the gang from the Discord from on here. I really hope you guys give your opinions and vote so we know who the winner is of this knockout. It'll be 5 p.m. right here on this channel Saturday, this next Saturday. The following Saturday, which is May 22nd, I believe, we're doing our Killing Time with Cozies second book club pick. I'm so excited about this one. It is Death Becomes Her right here. This is the first book in the Oregon Honeycomb series. I hope that I got the name right of the series by Nancy Coco. It is book 1, of course. This book just came out not too long ago. And I'm so excited about it. I love Nancy Coco. She also writes the Fudge Shop series, which if you haven't checked out, you really need to because it is awesome. All right. So author interviews coming up this Saturday. I'm interviewing Julia Buckley, and I am so excited about this one, guys. It's that following Saturday, this next Saturday, May 15th. It's at 2 p.m. I had to think about that. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Julia Buckley writes the Writer's Apprentice series, which was the first book club pick. A Dark and Stormy Murder, which was amazing. She also writes the Hungarian Tea House series, which, oh my gosh, I've read the first 2 and I gave both of them 5 stars. They were fantastic. I'm so excited to read the next one. Her other series, the Undercover Dish series, has 3 books in it. I read all 3 of those and I absolutely loved it. I wish there was more in the series, and maybe I'll ask her if there's going to be. Please join me for that interview. It is live. I do it live so you guys can come in, ask questions, join the discussion, and have a good time with us. Really excited about that one. All right, guys, so it sounds like we have a fun weekend next weekend. I'm really excited. Next 2 weekends, I'm really excited about. So those are the announcements. Now let's jump into our spotlight. The first series is the Hillside Manor Bed and Breakfast. This is by Mary DAHEIM. The first book is called Just Desserts. It's right here. The main character is Judith, who owns a bed and breakfast. When the garishly grotesque clan of wealthy carpet sweeper magnate Otto Brody sweeps down upon Judith's Hillside Manor Inn, it looks like there'll be a wild night of drinking, dining, and fortune-telling. But when their soothsayer for hire, Madame Gashinka, drops dead after someone douses her tea leaves with bug cleaner, hostess Judith and her cousin Renee are left to clean up the mess. One of the Brody bunch would dearly love to sweep the madam's murder under the rug, however, and that might mean eliminating the nosy Judith as well. But with the help of her one-time beau, policeman Joe Flynn, Judith is determined to rattle the dust off some closeted family skeletons in order to coax a killer out of hiding. 32 books in that series. I've read several of them. I really enjoyed them, but it's been a while since I've checked it out. I need to get back to that series. The next one is the Pine Lake Inn mystery series. The first book is called Death in Room 7. It's right here. This is by K.J. Emmerich. The main character is Adele Powers and her best friend Rosie Bryan, and they are the owners of Pine Lake Inn in Lakeshore, Australia. I'm really into this already just because of the location. Adele Powers, or Dell, as she's known around town of Lakeshore, is living her dream life. She and her best friend, Rosie Bryan, are the owners of the wonderful quirky Pine Lake Inn, a very popular Australian tourist destination. Running her own inn is the only thing she has ever wanted to do, and it is her pride and joy. So when Dell's friend Jessica calls to say she's coming out in for a visit, Dell is ecstatic and can't wait to show it off to her friend. Surprisingly, Dell finds that Rosie is less than thrilled about the visit and can't understand why. They were all such good friends, or so she thought. It would seem that Rosie may know something about Jessica's past that Dell doesn't. Some sort of secret that Rosie is reluctant to share with her. When Jessica is found dead in her room the following day, it would appear that her secret past may have finally caught up with her. Horrified by the death of her good friend in her very own inn, Dell soon gets drawn into the mystery, and things take a turn for the very weird when Jessica's ghost visits her. 9 books in that series. It sounds quite intriguing. I will be checking that series out. The next series is the Kelly Jackson Mystery Series. Book 1 is called Murder at Redwood Cove. It is right here. This is by Janet Finsilver. It says the main character is Kelly Jackson, who is the manager of Redwood Cove Bed and Breakfast in Northern California. If it weren't for the fact that she's replacing a dead man, Kelly Jackson would love her new job managing the Redwood Cove Bed and Breakfast on the coast of Northern California. But Bob Phillips did plunge off that cliff to his death. And Kelly's starting to think it may have not have been an accident. With a little help from Bob's retired friends, the Silver Sentinels, I'm intrigued. Kelly starts snooping around for answers. When she's not overseeing the B&B's annual Taste of Chocolate Wine Festival, ooh, and Kelly and the Silver Sentinels are making serious headway, so serious that Kelly is attacked. And when another body turns up, Kelly knows she better act fast and to uncover the killer before she gets sent on a permanent vacation. 6 books in that series, and it just went on my TBR. That sounds awesome. Next series is the Book Lovers B&B Mystery Series. This is by Victoria Gilbert. The first book is called Booked for Death. It is right here. This is part of the Book Lovers B&B. As mentioned, the main character is Charlotte. She is the owner of a B&B in North Carolina. I actually love this series. There are 2 books. I have not read the second one yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I also love her Blue Ridge Library series. I interviewed Victoria Gilbert, and she was absolutely amazing. She was actually my first ever author interview, so she's got a really special place in my heart. She was so kind and personable, and I absolutely loved chatting with her. This one says, nestled in the historic waterfront town of Beaufort, North Carolina, Chapter's Bed and Breakfast is a reader's paradise. Built in 1770, the newly renovated inn hosts a roster of special events celebrating books, genres, and authors. It's the perfect literary retreat until a rare book dealer turns up dead in the carriage house during a celebration of Golden Age mystery author Josephine Tay. The victim's daughter points the finger at 42-year-old widow and former school teacher Charlotte Reed, who inherited the B&B from her great aunt Isabella. Charlotte is shocked to discover that the book dealer suspected Isabella of being a thief who founded chapters on her ill-gotten gains. Charlotte has successfully learned the B&B business in a year, but nothing has prepared her to handle a death on the premises. Armed with intelligence and courage and assisted by her vibrant older neighbor, who is amazing, a visiting author, and members of a local book club, Charlotte is determined to prove her innocence and to clear her great aunt's name. But the murderer is still at large and equally determined to silence anyone who might discover the truth behind the book dealer's death. I've read it. It is fabulous. So, as I've been doing, the next few are, I don't know if they're indie published, but I didn't find them on mainstream websites advertising them as as the theme that we're doing, the bed and breakfast, the inns, and the hotels. But I did find them when I looked on like Amazon and some of the places that have a lot of indie published books. All right, so some of these sound absolutely fantastic. Let's go through them. So the first series I want to talk about is the Crooked Windows Inn Kitchen Witch series. Book 1 is called Once Upon a Witch. It is right here. This is by Valia Lind. Cassandra Duke had her whole life figured out. She was going to stay away from magic, become a successful interior designer in a big city, and maybe finally learn how to waltz. But then her magic acts up without her permission, leaving her without a job and a plan. Coming home was never in the stars, but when her aunt calls, Cassie packs up her stuff and heads to Crooked Windows Inn. Maybe with a little peace and quiet and a remodeling gig, she can get her magic and life back under control. But the universe is clearly out to get her. Not only has she picked up an annoying cat sidekick, but then her childhood nemesis comes back into her life in the form of the hot new handyman, and things just couldn't get any worse. That is, until one of the inn guests turns up dead and Cassie's aunt is the prime suspect. Now, Cassie has no choice but to take matters into her own magical hands. Can she solve the case before her aunt is arrested? 3 books in that series. It sounds adorable. I will definitely be checking it out. The next series is the Dusky Cove B&B. The first book is called In Over Her Head. I love the title. It is right here. This is by D. Davis. It says, Lori Keys is ready to show some Southern hospitality as the new owner of a B&B until her first guest winds up dead. Lori Keys is excited to settle into her perfect new life, a bed and breakfast owner in the sleepy resort town of Dusky Cove, North Carolina. Sure, her first guest is a little rude and hateful, but then that just comes with the hospitality territory sometimes, right? Lori steels herself to endure one bad guest until that guest turns up dead. The police investigations say it's murder, and the evidence points to Lori. She's instantly the prime suspect. Lori digs into the guest's failing marriage and into rivalries in town, trying to figure out who could have killed her. To keep her dream job, her perfect life, and the inn over her head, Lori will have to prove she's innocent or she'll go to jail for a murder she didn't commit. There are 9 books in that series, and it sounds great too. I really have a thing for inns and hotels and B&Bs. I just think it sounds like so much fun. So I'm really enjoying this theme. The next series is the Ravenwood Cove Cozy Mystery series. The first book is called Bed, Breakfast, and Bones. It's right here. This is by Carolyn L. Dean. It says, Amanda Graham inherited a rundown bed and breakfast, a starving cat, and some dead guy who's buried in her garden. Oh, that's terrible. What should have been a simple remodeling project and a new business in her small Oregon beach town winds up with her uncle named as the #1 murder suspect, a slew of odd neighbors and problematic townspeople, and Amanda wanting to just sit down and eat her weight in chocolate pie. I don't blame her. That's a lot. Sure, she could pack her bags and travel back to LA, or should she dig in, heal from her failed romance, and find a whole new set of friends and adventures in Ravenwood Cove? 14 books in that series. I'm really excited to check that one out. All right, guys, that was the last book on our list. We will be continuing this spotlight very soon. And until next time, may all your future reads be 5 stars. Bye, everyone.